Welcome back to another episode of Macca's Motors. I'm Macca and that's where my motor used to be. Today we're fully restoring the frame of the DT175. It doesn't take a mechanical engineer to know that the frame is the key part of the motorcycle, and this frame is far from its glory days. So it's my goal to strip absolutely everything from the frame before annihilating decades worth of rust and neglect from this beautiful DT175. Alright everyone, it's official. The bike's finally going on the stand. The dreaded stand. This could be the same spot that this bike sits for another 10 years. Well, until I pass it down to my kids after they say throughout their lives, Dad, what's the story about that bike that's been there for like 10, 15 years? Are you actually going to do something with it? I'm going to be like, oh, I'm going to do it up someday. And then I'll pass it down to them as a graduation gift saying, it's yours now, boy. And they're going to turn to me and they're going to be like, I don't want this heap of shit. Oh, my poor foot.
Others believe the city is haunted, not by spirits.
Okay, all that stands between me and removing this shock is this little pin up here and that pin going through there. I'm sure it'll be pretty straightforward. All we've got to do is spray them with WD and tap them out.
One eternity later.
Look at this, I'm done. So the hammer wasn't quite enough, so I'm just gonna get it with fire. victory! Good news! The frame is finally broken down. The bad news, however, is that the swing arm isn't here to join us. I was wrestling with that swing arm pin for way too long. I was heating it up, belting it with the hammer, but in the end, I resorted to violence and used an angle grinder to cut it off. Here's a swing arm we got here. Plan is to give that a nice big deep caro bath for a couple of days. We'll take that pin out and paint it just like the frame. But never mind the little things. We'll give the frame a wire wheel, strip it completely down to bare metal, and then we'll give it a nice big red coat of paint.
2,000 years later.
After several hours, I finally have the worst of the corrosion removed from the frame. However, there are some spots that were particularly hard to reach, so I'm going to hit the whole frame with some CRC rust remover gel. I'll let the gel soak for 2 hours, and by that time the frame will be completely ready to prime. I'm going to give you an engine, sit you nice on the ground, and enlarge your carburetor diameter by 4mm. That should give you 3-4 more horsepower. I'm going to give you a fuel tank that won't leak any fuel, and a brand new eBay plastic kit that will shape you like a bullet. And after all that, we'll get you primed, painted and weighed, and we'll get you out on that racetrack. You're going to be perfect.
Day. You're neglecting me and the house, and you're just a deadbeat boyfriend. And what is this thing?
It's a DT.
Well, it's a heap of shit.
To give myself some peace of mind, I'm hitting the frame with some rust converter. Not only does this help cure any spots that I may have missed with the wire wheel and the rust remover, but it also forms a hard layer which acts as a primer and an additional barrier against future corrosion. With the frame fully primed, I had my mates at Super Cheap Auto mix me up a fresh spray of VF Venom Red. That's right, the same paint code as my old AU Falcon. frame is looking $1,000,000, but I'm not done yet. I'm applying some clear coat to the freshly sprayed frame. This helps protect the paintwork and gives it a shiny gloss finish. Oh, viewers, fancy seeing you here. A lot's happened in the past month while I've been away for work. I've spent a lot of hours wet sanding this frame to get a nice finish that we left from the clear coat last time. I've also gotten a few other things painted for the frame as well. Things like our stand, our foot pegs, a couple of other bits and pieces, and while I've been at it, I've been preparing some things for next episode. But we won't get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's slap these on the frame and call it a day. These black parts have undergone the same painting process I used for the frame, but instead of painting them red, I've covered them in Raptor liner. This is a very hard and durable surface and will ensure that these parts never see rust again. Well, that took up a whole lot of time and effort, but seeing the entire frame with a new coat of paint, totally worth it. Please join me next time when I put some wheels and suspension on the thing. Join me next time for some more Macca's Motors.